Attaquons.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another People Globally video interview. I have another very special guest with me, and she is doing very wonderful today. She's got a lot to tell. There's a special surprise about her, and you guys are going to be so awesome and interested to see what she's going to say, and I can't wait for her to share her story with you. Miss Lee Hayes, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I've
I'm glad that you can that I can have you on here. It's wonderful. I can't
thank
wait to
you.
talk about can't wait to talk about some of the new things that you got coming out. Definitely checked out your Instagram, checked out all your stuff. Um, you do really good covers,
Cool.
by the way. I will say that.
Hi. Yeah. I started on YouTube as well on the covers.
Awesome.
But Instagram has taken over.
So getting into that, what got you into music? Actually, go ahead and introduce yourself. So you got right now you got your single out that you just released, which
Yeah. Came out on Friday.
yes,
Called Have a Dance on Me.
yes. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Like
So introduce yourself. What's your background? Where do you come up from?
well, my name's Lee Hayes and I'm from Ireland. If you haven't noticed from the accent. But yeah, I've played music since I was a kid. The musical instrument, I think I properly went into it about 16. So I really went for singing and acting first as a kid and then progressed into the musical aspect of the instruments. And then myself I kind of took the interest of poetry and put it to music. And that's how I kind of started it. Because I was never very good with putting feelings feelings to words and explaining how I felt, except for with music. That's really helped me express everything and get it off my chest and kind of like put it away then. It's like it's done then. So I think that's what I really started with. I was in a lot of performing arts schools growing up and I did a lot of choir. So from the ages I'd say about 4 till right now. It's just always consistent in my life. It's the only consistency in my life.
Yes,
So
I like
yeah.
that. I like that. So what inspired you to continue to keep going in what you're doing? What was that inspiration that pushed for you?
Well, I did. What I did was in school, I was in the performing arts, after school drama, everything like choir, and obviously I was studying as well. And then I went to college and I changed my mind and I wanted to do languages, and just focus on languages and do translation, which is what my degree is in. But in Ireland they have societies, so you could go to like Glee Club, they had a cappella, they had drama, they have all like and sports and like other things as well, and very random things as well. Like they have a Harry Potter society and like tea society, which is like so Irish. But I ended up doing a lot more with the musical societies than I did go to class, if you know what I mean. So
Mhm.
it still pulled me that way. And then when I got my degree, I was like, okay, I am happy that I ended up getting a degree, but I'm not happy enough with what I'm going to have to do with my life now. If I focus on going to translation or going traveling and kind of working on that, I was like, that's not really what I want to do. I do still really want to do music. So I went back to music college for a year. And it was actually two years ago today I got my first degree, my first honors degree in it. But it was today, 2 years ago. I just got a memory. So it was like one of the proudest moments because I actually went through what I actually wanted to do. And sometimes your dreams don't align with your reality. And it's very hard. That's why I ended up doing the languages first, because I kind of was like, look, music is hard to crack, for a full-time job and money, and it might not be sustainable. But I'm working now as well as music, and it's just like seems like that's what I want to do. I just want to do music, and it's very hard it was very hard for me to kind of come to terms with that, because like it could be a hobby, but it's kind of more than a hobby, and it's paying for it now, so
Yes,
it's good.
yes, yes, that is good. That is good. I noticed that you were on a radio station, I believe. Someone put you on
Ah,
the radio station. That was interesting. So to see that progression and all that hard work pay off, it's so beautiful, you know. Um, and that's also I can relate to you, you know, as a website owner. Um, I'm now trying to get to the point to where I'm building websites for other people, you know. So you got to build that clientele and try to make things work and
connections.
sustainable, you know, and you know you have to while you're doing that, you know, you might have to invest some time into you know, a trade or a degree or whatever you need to invest your time into to kind of that build that
Yeah,
up while you're doing something else. So it's really awesome that you're really giving all your hard work and putting all that effort into building the greatest, you know, greatest thing you could build, which is your music career. And that's something
yeah.
I applaud you for, to just keep going on that, you know, because it is hard.
Oh,
It's a
thanks.
challenge. It's a challenge.
It
It's
is.
such a challenge.
It's a very
It
competitive industry as well.
Oh
So
my gosh, yes. Everyone and their grandmother and their pops and dads want to be in the music industry, but I get it, you know, there is a lot of money to be made in there. You know, all these media corporations, they hold billions, you know, so everybody wants to pull from that pot, you know. Um,
yeah,
and I, and
exactly.
I and I get it. It's awesome. It's awesome. Now I will say this, in the website industry, it seems like it's competitive, but it's really not. Let me tell you why. Because in the website industry, with people like when you're working on websites, you get to basically do your own thing and pull as much
Yeah,
traffic as you want and build as many sites as you want. It's kind of like how the music is. As long as you keep being consistent, as you said, you'll
yeah.
always have
Yeah.
people that continue to keep listening to you. So it's incredible. It's incredible. So that new single though, "Have a Dance on Me." Explain more about that. What was that? What was
Oh,
that?
that song, yeah. That was like one of the I started writing music about I think about like 2 or 3 years ago. I wasn't very confident in songwriting, and I as I said, I started off with poetry and then putting poetry to the guitar, or I try to learn piano, but it's really hard. I can play a few chords now, but like it's very good music for the music progression. But so then I got into kind of proper songwriting when I was just before the pandemic. I was in like college and doing the music, but I was focusing on vocals, and then towards the end I kind of started to kind of write a bit more, and then obviously with the pandemic hitting in March, I kind of just focused solely on writing music, and then I ended up joining a Zoom um kind of society that does songwriting, and we did that for like 8 weeks, all free. We loads of songwriters from all around the world, and you do 2 classes a week, and I just really got into it. um and at the start of that pandemic, I wrote that song "Have a Dance on Me" because just before the pubs closed and everywhere closed, I went on a date, and then I just wrote all my feelings down. Do you know that first feelings that you have and you're trying to get to know someone, and oh,
Yes.
like just talk and just tell me everything. And I hadn't been on a date in a good date in a very long time. Um, and that person was very interesting. And I just was like, oh my gosh, tell me everything. And yeah, and then you just kind of go off in your head then, you know, after the first date. So because the pandemic happened, we never actually went on a second date until like the restrictions moved maybe in June. Do you know, there was like 4 months difference. But yeah, so that was just kind of those first sparks fly kind of feelings, and I just ran with it.
Oh,
So
okay. So you had feelings for it. Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. This is last year now. This year is a whole different story. But yes,
Oh,
um,
wow. You
I'm
said
sure
this
they're
year.
still listening to me.
It's,
So
it's, it's,
um, that's the cocky musician talking there.
no, that's okay. That's
But
okay.
yeah,
We all
so
got our sort of cockiness within us, you know, and it comes out, you know. Everybody has those moments. We all have those moments where we have a big ego.
yeah.
Even my friend likes to say, "Oh, you got a big ego," and I go out to tell him, "Well, look what I've done, homeboy." I said, "Do you see all this stuff I built?" I said, "First of all,
Yeah.
don't ever tell me I got a big ego when I actually worked hard to do all this stuff. I may have slacked off, 100, 95% of the time, but I still got it done.
Yeah, exactly. Even
You
if
know?
it took a bit longer.
Yeah, so it's just like we all have those moments, and that's good. I really did. I did like it. I listened to it. It was really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird one because obviously the pandemic, you can't go into recording studios or anything. So, the start of this year, I went on a kind of Facebook Live gig with a few friends, and we were just singing. And one of my songs, which is that song now, got a lot of attention. So I put it up on Instagram, from the live video, and then I done a cover. Well, I done an actual song of it, and then I got loads of attention from that. And then I got these two lads from the UK had found me on Instagram and messaged me and asked me, did I want to record that song because it's a really good song? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I was very like, oh yeah, it's nice. Like, and then I said to myself, yeah, maybe I will record it. And it was like a unique experience from going from recordings back and forth over about 4 months, and saying they're like, oh, we'll put this in, we'll do this, and I was giving them tips or take that out and everything. So over the 4 months we were back and forth, and yeah, and then we got that sorted, mixed and mastered, and then I didn't know what to do with it because I'm so new to the industry. I had it sitting in my emails for like 2 months, and then I was like, look, I have to get it out. Like I wanted it out by August, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I just had it there, and I was like, okay, I don't know how to get you from A to B. Like, so I contacted a friend who's very knowledgeable on this, on everything. So he got me in touch with a few people, and then we were promoting it then in October, and then it came out there 2 days ago. So
Mm.
it actually just went really well. And I've done a few interviews. I've done a podcast and some chat shows lined up, like all online, obviously because of the pandemic. But yeah, it's just really well received. And yeah, I was on a few radio stations all around Ireland and Northern Ireland and the UK, and even on over here RTE is like our big broadcaster, and it was on RTE off Gaeilge, which is the Irish version, like in Irish language,
Look at you.
Gaeilge. So that was like a big achievement. That was today. So I was very happy.
Look
So
at
yeah, and
you.
then
Look
I've this
at
interview
you.
today as well.
Look at you. Moving up in the
Very
world.
busy woman
Yes, yes. Look at you now. It's all paying off,
now.
all those hard work in school and stuff, trying to build this career. It's just something that I really applaud you for because it's so hard. It really is hard. Like you said, it's a challenge to get to like that level of being, known in your area for the music that you make, and you're getting on radio stations, you're getting it, it's just that's incredible. Like that's so hard to you
Thank
get
you.
into.
Yeah, I
So
still sometimes don't believe that's happening.
not, I mean, you don't until you actually face the reality and see it happen, and then it's just like,
So
okay,
yeah,
this is real. It's just
yeah,
so
I
real.
know. It's
So,
crazy though, but it's a crazy good.
hmm so what are some struggles that you face getting to where you are now?
Well, money. Money would be a big thing because obviously, it costs a lot of money to do this, that, and the other in recording and equipment, and everyone paid for their time and effort in helping you with stuff. But I think the confidence was probably my most kind of wall block, to actually think, okay, I can actually do this if I just put my mind to it and go through with it and kind of just put myself out there, because it took me a while to kind of be comfortable getting up on stage and singing my own songs, because it's like sharing your diary as such. It's like very personal, and it's very intimidating if you're going up to a crowd and telling them how you how you feel or whatever you're talking about in your songs, and them actually hearing what you're saying. So it took a while for me to get used to that. Now I love doing that. But then the gigs obviously have stopped with the pandemic. But I'm doing another. I'm doing actually getting back on the live gigs now tomorrow. I have a gig lined up, so it'd be really fun to start getting that back again. So yeah, it's probably that confidence and the money obviously as well, and connections, because you need your connections in this kind of industry. So but I'm slowly building them. It's like
Yes,
anything.
yes. Yes, yes, and that's good. You know, that's
Yeah.
a blessing, big old blessing. Connections is always important too, because it's not about what you do; it's about who you know. As everybody always
Yeah.
says,
It's the big
that's
phrase everyone says. Yeah.
yes. It's just like it's always about connections, and whether we want to believe it or not, you know, having one of those good connections, people who can put you on or put you out there, it's something we all would love to have, you know. So that's wonderful that you're building that up, you know. Wonderful. It's truly wonderful. I do like that. So what are your goals in the next 2 to 5 years?
Oh wow, that's like a big thing. Well, I want my sister lives in Canada and I want to go visit her. I don't know if I want to go move there yet. I haven't decided yet because Ireland, like as I'm building my music stuff, like career as such, if I leave, then it goes as well, you know, and I'd have to do it all over again in Canada, and I wouldn't know a lot of like people there. Um, but I would love to have an EP out by the end of next year. Like that would be the goal. Maybe summertime next year I'll have an EP out. And I could only do 1 year at a time. I'm not one to I even do 1 month at a time at the moment. It's very hard to say, oh, what do you want to do in 5 years' time? I do want to go traveling though. That would be on the top of my list. So, but the first thing I'd like to do is see my sister because I haven't seen her in like 2 years. So
Wow. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So
I would love to do some traveling too. Hey, I want to travel
yeah.
to a different country though. You know, I'd rather not travel all across. Like, I don't mind traveling across the U.S., but I've kind of not seen every state, but I've seen enough states to be like, you know, because there was this one poll that they did on Instagram. They were like, "Hey, how many countries have you traveled?" Zero,
Oh yeah. And you
zero.
haven't left the US.
Zero. I have not left yet. No, I have not. But it's just it's like I said before, I could have traveled all my, you know, my adult life. Like I could have traveled up from 18 all the way up into 20 till 24 that I am now, you know, but there was that stumble block, you know, that stumble block that came in my life of and
Yeah.
I actually explained it in an interview that I did a long time ago. There was a stumble block I had where I basically spent a bunch of money on a habit I had. And
Oh
that was all
yeah.
that's my traveling money. That's my money to customize my new car I got. That's my money to do whatever I really wanted to do, you know. So I have to slowly build that back up, you know. And guess who has to pay for that? My social media website has to pay for that. So that's got to build that up. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's very good though.
but it's still it's still hard for me to grasp how much I've like spent on that habit. So it really like you said before, it's a struggle. You know, money was a struggle, things like that. So I can relate to you on that. So
But
it's
things
really
like you've done that. You can't change that. So you need to park that. That's kind of like
hmm
there. And you can look back on it from time to time to humble yourself, but then you just gotta move on and move up. Because like that's part of you. Like, do you know, if that didn't happen, X, Y, and Z wouldn't have made you who you are as well, do you know? So
yeah.
I think it happened all these stuff happen these things kind of happen for a reason. But we probably will never know the reason for things.
No, we don't. It just happens. And we're
Yeah.
essentially just, okay, this is our life. We have to accept this is our life. This is what we have. This is what we built. So we have to keep building and creating as we're going, you know.
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
that's awesome. That is really awesome though to know that. It really is. Yeah, it's super dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is pretty dope. So what is a positive message you would like to give the people in the world?
The positive message is just to be kind to each other. I know that's probably very cliche, but you could be like, it's so easy to be polite and there's no effort in it, but people like they just choose not to. I just a lot of the time. So I would just encourage everyone to keep positive and kind because you don't know what the other person next to you has been trying to deal with all the way up to that moment that you're with them or whatever. And I do feel sorry for the people that work in public services and having to deal with different types of people that obviously you get the nice ones, but it's the ones that give out and cause a scene and make a big deal that you always remember. And you don't know how many people like have already like kind of annoyed or made a big deal about it before you did. And like they have to go home then and they're trying their best. So I always, especially in these times, everyone's kind of on their last nerve because they're just kind of sick of it and they just want
Hmm.
over. But like, just people are people, they're not things. You know, those people that work behind the counter or work in those industries that are high pressurized, and like they're people too. Like they have families and that, and you can't be treating them like dirt.
That's
I feel
very
sorry
true.
for them. So yeah,
That's
just be kind.
that is
Like
very
understand.
true. That is very true. I kind of feel like it's not. It's more like millennials and Gen Z attitudes have become so horrible. Like, everybody talks about millennials and Gen Z. They say we're the worst generation out there because of relationships, because of people's behaviors, because of
Yeah.
the violent crime that goes on around here. They're saying we're the worst generation because of the way we've been brought up, the way that we've been. But the thing is, this is the thing. As you said, we need to all learn to be kind. It's not hard to sit there and say a smart comment, say a nice, sweet comment to someone, to talk to someone properly, to have a conversation with someone, to, be genuine.
Fine.
Like, it's like people are upset about something or about their life or unhappy about something. But we always say this all the time. If you are unhappy with your current situation or what you're going on in life, please change it.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
but I don't want to take risk. I don't want to. And if you never
Well, you're
take the
not going to
risk,
live if you don't do that, though, either.
exactly, because you're going to be stuck in the same box over and over again if you don't take risk and learn to implement on what you learned or what you done wrong to get to the next level. You have to
Exactly.
learn from your mistakes, and it may take 1,050 times to learn from that mistake, but at least you learned at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
So true.
So yes, be kind is the big message. It
Exactly.
doesn't go. It's not hard to be kind to people, man. It's just
No,
not. It's
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 probably more of an effort to like be nasty. So
it really is because you have to think of which one to say that is nasty to
yeah,
the person.
yeah, exactly. Unless you were like born that way, which I don't think anyone is.
None of us are. None of us are.
Yeah.
That none of us are born to be mean or disrespectful or none of that stuff at all. So, who are your favorite musician artists, and how did they inspire you in a way?
And my favorite musicians, I love and I adore Taylor Swift. She's probably like the one artist that has gone through and through to my through all of my teens and my 20s. Like I'm still in my 20s, so but like she's like one of the consistent people, and her songwriting is just immaculate. And like she is like the music industry, as they say on the as the kids say. But she would definitely be like my highest inspiration. And I do really like Carrie Underwood and Kelly Clarkson, and Harry Styles. I love what he's doing at the moment. I do love Queen as well, and Blondie. And I just find that like all the people before us, that it seems musicians now seem to be still taken from what they made, like say in the 80s or the 70s, like Fleetwood Mac. Like I adore them, and they're like the sound that I'd love to have. And they're still like, even after all this time, they're still like making being in or people are being influenced by them, and their songs, they're being moved. And like how music is so like it's a time traveled kind of system. It's mad, it just keeps going with us from like say the 70s to now, and it like inspires people now to do something. And then like without say rumors, some people wouldn't have been able to get their message across as well. So I really like how music and artists kind of go from one to the next, and then go on top of that from kind of they elaborate then and go to more music and kind of more current. But it's like even like the music now is old music, and it's like remixed, or it's like a new version of old music, and it's just like it's mad how many versions songs can have and artists go through. So I
Mhm.
just love
That
that.
is true. That is true. So many people can put a lot of creativities together. I mean that. That's super dope.
Yeah, make it
Um,
fresh.
it
I
is.
think
It
that's
is. It is. It is. I do. I do. There's a song that I do adore called "Dark Skin Women." And yeah, I know it's exactly what you think it's about.
Uh,
But there was like three other remixes that were made of that song. There was a dance version, another dance version, another dance version, and then there was the original version. And the way that each three of those people put those dance versions together were incredible. I
yeah.
didn't like the last one, but I love the other two. The other twos were just they were just ooh, they were all good. They were really, really good. So I like
It's like the Spotify singles, those Spotify singles that other artists like cover. I just like when artists take one song and then just make it their own.
hmm
That's
That's true.
it's
That
my
is very
favorite
true.
type
It
of
is true.
singles. So yeah, an easy
Awesome.
single.
So what is your dream collab? Who would you like to collaborate with one of these days?
Taylor Swift. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Imagine that would. I probably wouldn't be able to because I'd probably have fainted numerous times before I go to the studio. Um, yeah, I love Casey Musgraves as well. I like her vibe too, and Phoebe Bridgers is good too. I like have a lot more female kind of singers that I like admire because I can see myself like that, if you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I love Harry Styles too, though.
Okay, okay, that's so dope.
Yeah.
That is dope. What be like. I think what you're doing is awesome, and it's incredible. One thing that I seen some people do, I actually saw this one guy do it. It was on Twitter. He would keep tagging the same artist that he wanted to collab with. He would keep sending. He sent like I think it was like 100 tweets before he noticed it. But he sent like 100 tweets to his favorite popular rapper, and mind you, his rapper was big. Dude had over like 1 million people on social media on Twitter. He kept retweeting his name. He eventually retweeted his post, and then he got to work with him.
No way. Oh my
Yeah, he
gosh.
just
I'll
kept
probably
doing
do
it.
that
Yeah, but
to
that's
annoy
that's
her.
that's in honesty, that's one thing that a lot of these artists are missing. Um, that's a way that you get, and I can tell y'all got tell people from a standpoint like, but you got people who feel, oh yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know this, I know that. But let me tell you this: if you want to get your favorite musician artist to really look at your stuff, because I've had a lot of big people look at my Instagram for articles I've written for them on my big
Uh-huh.
website that I made. Yes, I made a
Yeah.
last year was actually my biggest year that my website actually did a huge amount of traffic, and let me tell you why. That's when I actually changed that interview website that I created years ago into a search engine. Okay, so tips for all artists and people who want to grow. If you want celebrities or well-known people to look at your Instagram, continue to tag them in your work. Continue. I've gotten the likes of Miranda Cosgrove, G-Eazy, um, Taraji Henson, yes, Taraji, Mike Epps, Jeremiah. I've seen Palm. I can't say her name, but she's from the Avengers. She's been on there. Kalani, it's just all
Oh
those,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah, I
all
love
those,
Kalani.
yeah, all those names that I can mention right there. They've all have taken a peek at my Instagram stories and seen the work that I've done, and probably have been on my search engine website before. But if you want to get their attention, most definitely take that risk out there to really show them. Like
Tagging them.
at this point, I don't tag them anymore because it's just like, bro, you've already seen my stuff. You already know I'm writing about you all the time. So why do I have to keep tagging you and stuff? You know where to go find me. I mean, if you know that, oh, okay, I remember this dude from last year. He used to write about me all the time and tag me on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, from
So it's
back in
just
the day. I'd love to collaborate with Fletcher. She is amazing. Like she'd be the artist that I'd like to be. Like she is just amazing. And she's coming to Dublin in May next year. And I've been like she's coming to a venue that is possible, I'd love to duet with her on that. That's what I was doing on Twitter as well. I was like tagging her in posts and saying, "Can I duet with you in Dublin?" As if it was like so. I could see like that happening if I keep doing what you're saying. But yeah, Taylor Swift would be the number one. But
yeah,
Fletcher, I
yeah.
adore her too.
Keep doing that. No, keep doing. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it will happen. Like it will. I was so happy the day I saw one of my favorite musician artists, Mac Ayres. When the day he looked at my story that was one of the most happiest moments.
Died.
And GE, let's not forget GE's, because I remember G-Eazy was going through my whole story that whole day. I was posting all kind of other stuff, and he was going through it all day. And I'm just like, you never know.
Wow.
I still have the
Yeah.
screenshots. They're still saved in my little Instagram archives, in there.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned before, keep doing what what I'm saying, and I promise you, you're gonna get their attention. They're gonna be like, hey, what's up? Ooh, I like what you're doing.
I will.
Collaborate.
I will. I'll take your advice and see how far I get with it.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I'll let you know if it happens. I'll tag you in that.
Awesome, awesome. That
That'll be
sounds
good.
good. So the
Yeah.
last question, what would you like to tell other people about yourself?
Well, I would just like them to keep an eye out for me, because I want to rise in my career, and that I would like to have an EP out and hopefully get to #1 in, especially in the Irish industry here in Ireland. So just to keep an eye out for me, and just if you could support me, that would be great.
Yes,
Support my
yes,
dreams.
yes,
Thanks.
yes, yes. And I really thank you, and I will be making sure that you get to where you want to be, because I'm doing some work on this YouTube channel myself. Like I said, there's food videos coming soon, and you know how people love food.
They love
So
it. Yeah.
yes, so if I can redirect people's attention in the bio from food to these interviews, that would be wonderful.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And
Definitely, if you do the food, then you should start your TikTok.
yes,
They love,
yes.
yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes. And I think I'm gonna, try to help you guys out as much as I can too, because it's just like there's quite a bit of musician artists in the catalog of video interviews, and I would love to like be a kind of person that kind of boosts your career a bit by like having some of the stuff that I build and like having those people flow over to your side, because it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
because
Because
it's
that's such a nice kind of metaphor, like flow of like a
yes,
sea.
yes, because
Yeah.
it's just like I have my people that I can bring you guys, you guys are musician artists, y'all work hard, and it may not be to the point where y'all can just sit there and just get thousands of people, in a whole day. But I interview people, it's kind of different. Anything can happen when you interview the whole world, the whole general
Yeah, that's
population.
true.
Because
Mm.
it's just like I could sit there for a whole day, right? And I could reach out to all these people, and by the time I know it, I didn't reach out to about 10,000 people that whole day. So it's just like,
Wow.
whoa, I can send them to some of y'all way, some of y'all music, have them listen to some of y'all stuff. And I'm sitting there doing my interviews, with people.
Yeah, I
So,
know. And it's
so
mad, isn't it? Social media is mad. So it's
yes,
kind of like it gets to so many people. You don't even know them.
exactly,
Weird,
exactly,
weird concept.
exactly. And that's one thing. Awesome. I do thank you for doing this interview with me. It was really
And
cool.
thank you for asking me. I'm glad that we got to do it eventually.
No problem, no problem. I'll be trying to get it posted very soon. I had to stop interviews because that's also another reason I'm so backed up. Like I got 6 already I have to post now to YouTube. So it's just
Wow,
and
6.
then I've
Yeah,
and then I've got 9 other people that want to do them. So it's 6 plus 9,
yeah,
and, and
of
then I gotta post yours, you know. There's gotta be a stop so I can kind of get everything
yes, it
on
has
board
to
and on track, so
keep going
I
forever, forever
I
and
am
ever.
and ever. So I thank you so
Well,
much
thanks
for
for
this.
having me.
No problem. We'll talk soon.
Yes, thanks, Jeremy. Have a nice
All right.
Sunday.
You too, Lee.
Bye.
All right.